there are more comedians now than ever before. How can one stand out as a performer from the crowd in your eyes?
One way is, do you know a guy named Brian Copeland? Have you ever met him? He hasn't
Sounds
done much
familiar.
stand-up lately. He's gone to one-man shows, but he just posted a thing this afternoon about the one time that he met Carl Reiner. And it was what prompted him to start doing one-man shows, which has become very successful for him, which is Carl Reiner told Brian in a writer's workshop or whatever, find the hill that only you can stand on and write about that. And so Brian has written a bunch of one-man shows about growing up black in San Leandro, a San Francisco suburb that was like 98.8% white when he was growing up, and has written some amazing shows about that. And I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind, is like, you can be popular writing jokes about like, oh, my wife drives me crazy and my kids are silly, and I'm Italian or whatever. And that can be done well. But if you find what really is something that is just you, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can copy that. Nobody else can do that. And, whether that's because it's what you're most passionate about and you can sell it the best and make the best performances out of it, or it's just so unique that people love to hear about it, it's gonna get you somewhere. Even if it doesn't make you sell out Madison Square Garden, it's gonna get you somewhere, and it's gonna get you noticed because it's something that's crucial to you and crucial to who you are, and nobody else can talk about that or be that. I
Yeah,
always
I
feel like
always say
that's
write
important.
about it, whatever you're an expert on, which is usually the stuff that you have grown to know, right? That's what you should be writing on. That's what makes you original. And it also keeps you from common premises, which
Yeah,
is,
and it doesn't have to be as deep as that. It doesn't have to be like, I grew up in the only black family in a white suburb. It can be, a less uh, thought provoking. It can be, I love comic books and I'm a nerd comic and that's my thing, but it's still you. It's what you care about and what you are interested in, and that's
yeah.
what makes it so
And that nerd
inspiring.
comedy group, the Posehn and the Patton Oswald and Bria
Right.
Banford. And I mean, they pushed themselves to stardom,
Yeah, they pushed
especially in
themselves
San
to
Francisco.
stardom, and to be perfectly frank, I think they had a lot to do with that culture becoming much more accepted and much more seen as like a cool, okay thing to be. Like, I was thinking of Brian when I said that, to be perfectly frank. And, he still talks about heavy metal and comic books and Star Wars to this day. And he sells out shows everywhere, and he's a sought after actor, and he's hilarious. And, he also made it so like, I could, don't get me wrong, the $1 billion grossing movies had something to do with it, but somebody like Brian Posehn being so funny and so accessible about something so tough to follow, as it were, means I can walk down the street in a Captain America hat or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
not like, hey, look at that dork.
I mean, he also says dick jokes, but it's who he is, which, he is who he is, which is so wonderful to
Yeah,
see
he
him on
can he
stage.
can be that smart and that unique, and call his album The Fartist, and he's still a great, unique individual.